this whole building, man, is where they're doing all the medical marijuana and growing it all upstairs and everything. So the whole neighborhood, there's Pope's Nude Bar. It's been there forever. The whole neighborhood stunk, man. Like, it smells like weed when it's fucking idiots, man. They somehow didn't pay their rent, $60,000 behind, so now they just got kicked out. But they don't care. They're just gonna do delivery services now. Probably got stoned or forgot to pay their rent, right?
You know, basically any drug you want, you can get in the desert. We're almost like a historical landmark for methamphetamine. The Hells Angels were going out to the desert and cooking speed in the 60s.
San Bernardino County is an hour away. I mean, that's where the Hells Angels started. Speed was quite popular in the biker culture. And because there's a lot of desert out here, you could cook methamphetamines because the smell, you don't smell it because it has a very strong smell. The dope comes into Coachella or wherever it comes, Mecca. It stops. Whatever happens, happens. It's got to affect a community eventually.
Well, we used to do a lot of, we would party a lot.
The boredom led to doing drugs and over partying and, you know, a lot of the negative stuff.
I don't want to speak for everyone because sometimes you get closed-minded. Like, yeah, we all did speed. Who, you and your 5 buddies? That wasn't all of us. What a hellish thing to do, man. It's bizarre.
I'm not a very good roller. I usually have my midget monkeys do it. There's a midget colony in Palm Springs.
We took acid on the roof of a midget house. Remember that? You don't remember that? That was like, we took acid on the roof of a midget house with Polyphemus.
Oh, rad. Is it by Dr. Something's flower garden or whatever? That
It was like one of the most memorable nights of my life, and you were there with me.
I don't remember it.
The last desert party I remember was we were playing up at the nudist colony, and the cops showed up, and they let the dogs go. And the dogs didn't know that there was cactus. And you see all these dogs coming down the hill, and all of a sudden they run into this cactus, and you just hear the dogs crying. What were the cops doing, like letting dogs go and a bunch of kids? That was kind of weird.
A lot of trouble with the cops. I remember the cops were after us, and we're young and they're old. We put our boards like this, you know, we're jamming. Because we're in the grass, you know, we're doing this number. And I was in the lead. And Sean started falling back or getting tired or something, and he like did a jump behind the palm tree thing, and we did this number, you know, and the cop like stopped right by him. And I remember the cop going, "Stop!" And he had his billy club like this, and I think he was gonna throw it at me, you know, because I just kept going. But then I looked back, and like Sean was like stashed behind the tree, and like the cop had him, and I just stopped, you know, because he was my buddy, you know what I mean? And I just said, "Fuck it, we're going to jail, I guess, or whatever, right?"
Stoner Rock, I guess, would be like Fu Manchu, Nebula.
High on Fire,
heavy metal.
Orange, yeah. But like
High on Fire and Orange Goblin are heavy metal.
Yeah, Nebula's Stone Rock, but it's heavy psych.
Yeah.
When I think of a stoner rock band, you know who comes to mind? Fucking Nebula. I don't know why.
Weed Eater.
More the... no, Weed Eater is more like sludge. Stoner sludge. They're more sludgy, you know? Like Stoner Rocky is more, I think, more rock and rolly.
It's weird when, to me, when people say that Kaya started Stoner Rock.
A lot of people like Atomic Bitch Wax, which, you know, that's Stoner Rock.
Stoner Rock.
Some of the creators of that music don't like that term.
I guess it fits to the vibe of the sound. I guess there's a lot of those bands that you'd call stoner rock, but those people aren't really stoners.
What about the fucking rappers that smoke weed all?
That's stoner rap, mate.
Stoner rap? Oh, is there such thing as stoner rap?
Yeah, Limp Bizkit.
When I joined Kaya's, the favorite band to be heard in the van or the RV or whatever we were traveling in was Monster Magnet.
We all got together, we all, God, it's so fucking good, man. You know, it was like both Kaios and Fu Manchu.
Kind of grungy without being Seattle grungy, kind of just a sound that's endemic to the desert. It's just kind of a slow-moving
vibe is what I think it is, and it's the desert vibe. But I don't think it's limited to one thing.
It's stoner rock, whatever that is. To me, is jamming.
And you make it heavier by detuning and keep repeating repeating, like a Killing Joke type thing. And to me, that's very hypnotic.
Get out on stage, and the first song basically is the tuning song. I don't think many people were doing it that low. I mean, Sabbath tuned down a little bit.
I don't need to be fucking Yngwie Malmsteen up here on the highest frets to get higher. I'd rather get lower. So I like to play where you can feel it, you know? In your pelvis region.
And of course, copious amounts of marijuana always help.
Cool. Let's get stoned and rock. I do a lot of that.
I'm gonna let the stars show me the way.
Me and Dan and my other buddy were skateboarding downtown, and this guy comes with this Chinese lady, and he goes, "Hey, do you like Iggy Pop music?" And we're like, "Fuck, dude, it's Iggy Pop, man." We were 15, 16 max. We're like, "No way." He goes, "Hey, do you know where to get some weed?" We're like, "Yeah, we can get you some weed, dude." So we get his number. He's staying at the hotel over here, and so we take him up to like the rich neighborhood, right next door to Elvis's house. My friend lived. He walks in there, like playing piano with the guy's mom and everything. Iggy Pop, man. We get him some weed, and he has his son Eric with him. Eric's like 14 or 13 at the time, and he wants us around to hang out with his son because I don't think he's had much time with his son. So we're hanging out with Iggy for like 2 weeks and his son, and I'm making beer, root beer, like beer floats, beer and ice cream. We're drinking them. He answers the door. We go over there the first time naked. Iggy Pop naked, and I'm like, he take us to the Palm Springs tram. He put me in an SS jacket. He liked to dress people up, you know what I mean? And this is when David Bowie had the song China Girl was on the radio in America. So Iggy was getting these big checks from China Girl because he wrote it. The guy would spend the money in 2 days. He would walk into some like bourgeois store and buy fur coats and lizard boots for everybody. Spend thousands of dollars on nonsense. Went to the supermarket with him, playing Hank Sr. on full blast. The old people shopping. Hey, hey, good looking. Hey, good looking. What? And I'm all fucking paranoid, dude. He's got it on 10, a big one, you know. And he doesn't give a fuck, man. And supposedly he got married here in Palm Springs. We would go there and he disappeared. I think David Bowie was supposed to be the best man, but that's a good desert story, dude. Like two weeks with Iggy Pop and not one photo, man. He bought me jackets. We went thrift shopping all over town. It was insane, dude.